Hello Fox class, it feels like ages since I've seen you, and I hope that you're doing well at home and keeping nice and safe and occupied. Now, having had a little bit of extra time on my hands, you'll be pleased to know that I've been spending some good quality time with my books, which you know makes me a very happy bunny. And I've been playing around and I started thinking about the books that are important to me and the books that have been important to me at different stages in my life and the reasons for that. And I've come up with my own Shelfie. So we're in my little library at the moment, which is basically the top of the landing of my stairs. And I've cleared one of my shelves. I've cleared this shelf, believe it or not, I know it doesn't look very clear. And this is going to be my Shelfie shelf. Okay, so it's a bit like a selfie, but it's for books. And I've started being really selective and putting the books on here, which either I'm reading at the moment, or I've just finished reading, or are important to me. They're kind of books that I go back to because they are meaningful to me. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about some of the books that I've chosen for my Shelfie. And then I'm going to give you an idea for how maybe you could do something similar at home. So at the moment, I've got some very random things on my Shelfie. So you can see I've got Big Change for Stuart here, which if you're in my class, then you'll know that follows on from one of our Year 5 guided reading books, Small Change for Stuart. And I've actually never read it. So I thought, you know what, now is the time to read it, isn't it? If I've got extra time. So that's there because it's being read. I have The Circus on here because it's a precious book. It's a very old book, and really I like it because it reminds me of our amazing circus that we put on last summer. So I like to look at that book and be reminded, because when I was thinking about how we were going to do that show, I kept coming back to that book for kind of inspiration. I've also got, there's another old book here actually, same Ladybird series. This is precious. It's very old. I had it when I was a child, but I think it's actually a lot older than me. And it helped me to learn how to knit. So this is a book that my nanny gave me, and she helped me to learn to knit. And I think I pretty much made all of the projects in this book before I was kind of 10 years old. So that's a very special book to me. I've also got Because of Winn-Dixie on here, which all of you guys will know I'm obsessed with. It's on here because it has the best opening line to any book I've ever read, which goes like this. If I put my glasses on, still blind. My name is India Opal Bologna, and last summer my daddy, the preacher, sent me to the store for a box of macaroni and cheese, some white rice and 2 tomatoes, and I came back with a dog. I love it. You know I love my dog. So that is the perfect book. That has pride of place. I've got a little collection of books here actually, which aren't very much like the other books. These are special books because they were handmade. They were presents. They were written by my mum, and my dad did the pictures, and they were presents to me when I was a child. They're about the pets that my sister and I used to have, rabbits and guinea pigs. So those are really precious books. They deserve. Whoops. There. Okay, there's Dogger, absolute favourite childhood classic. Love Shirley Hugh's pictures, really good one. And here he is, my very own little doggy. He looks a little bit like Dogger. I used to imagine that the story was about him, and I would get very attached to him. So if you haven't read that, that's a must. Let's put that down there because it's a bit big for my Shelfie. Please Mrs. Butler is their collection of poems, because I used to read that when I was at school and pretend that I was a teacher. Now it's all a bit real. Greta Thunberg is here because no one is too small to make a difference, even you, so she deserves her place. We've got Le Petit Pass to remind me of France and all the fun I had learning to speak French there. 2 books here which I've borrowed off 2 lovely girls in my class, and they are next up on my reading list, so I'm excited to get through those. Noughts and Crosses I've just finished. If you're in Fox class, then you can read that in maybe 5 years time, okay, but not yet. It's good, but it's one for when you're older. And this one, you need to give it at least 20 years, okay. But that is my Shelfie as it stands at the moment, and I'm sure over time that it will change as I think of new things to read. And I'm wondering if you could have a go at making your own shelfie. So maybe you could clear an actual shelf in your house like this and start putting on the books. Be selective. You need a good reason. It has to earn its place to be on that bookshelf. And if you don't have the books to hand, then don't worry, you can still do it. Draw yourself a bookshelf. You could draw one that's like as large as life. That would be really cool. And then you can draw on the books, the spines or the face outs of the books as well. And you've got your very own shelfie. If you get around to doing this, then take a picture, send it to me, and write me a little description of why you've chosen each book, why it deserves to be on your shelfie. Have fun, keep safe, and I'll see you soon.